Hey, babe.
Hey, babe. Welcome to Living Vegas with Kris and Ginger.
Yay. Thanks for
Episode number
joining us,
two.
guys. Yeah, this is our second episode. And, thanks for joining us. Again, Kris and Ginger, Living Vegas. We are Living Vegas. This is Living Vegas with Kris and Ginger. Babe, is it Living Vegas or
It's
Vegas Living?
It's Living Vegas.
I'm just kidding. All right. So
We're going to change the title right as we start.
it was making a joke.
Oh,
Okay.
you should let me know about that. Sorry.
Well, no, baby, I'm the one that has a hard time understanding humor.
I know.
According to you. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, but as usual, we have two different topics. Two different segments. We have a personal segment, not too personal, and we have a Vegas segment.
Yeah.
So we are Las Vegas locals, and I have lived here almost 40 years, and Kris has lived here now almost 3 years. So because we're still
Feels like 40
newlyweds,
years.
we're still newlyweds. We were married 2.5 years ago.
Yes,
You remember that, babe?
I do. Vividly.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for joining us again. This is our home, and that's our backyard, and it feels like we're in the backyard. Part of what we love about this house and why we bought it to begin with. But that's not the topic. You want to talk about the topics?
Staying fit in Vegas is what we're going to talk about. You want me to cover everything? Or?
No, the segments. So we're going to talk about staying fit in Vegas. So our personal segment is about personal care in Vegas, living here. And the second segment is about, we're going to compare downtown to the strip to local casinos. What happened to the camera?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. The whole thing
Just recording.
just fell. Kind of went forward a little bit. Okay, we're good.
Good.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so with that said,
How did I miss that? It looks perfectly aligned. Everything looks great. Okay, sorry. There goes another bug. All right, anyway. Staying fit in Vegas, personal care. Here we go.
all right, I'm going to kick this off. Personal care. What is it that we mean by personal care? We mean, like, how do we take care of ourselves? We're living in Vegas. A lot of the time people think that we live in a casino, and some of the time we do. And how on earth can you stay healthy if you are living in a dry desert with a bunch of casinos? You know, a lot of the time people are like, oh, I could never live there. It's just so unhealthy.
Yeah.
Well, I beg to differ. On a lot of counts. So I thought you want to take a swing at those first.
Well, no, just to your point, I mean, we stay in casinos roughly 100 nights a year. So that is quite a bit of time that we spend there. So we're taking, that's personal care. It's entertainment.
Right, okay.
We go have fun. We go to the swimming. We go to the CNET pond at the swimming pool. Oh, there was a bug that flew in.
That was giving me a kiss.
There was a bug in your hair.
All right, so
this is real natural out here.
This is my perspective. And again, growing up in Southern California and then spending the last 38 years here in Las Vegas. First of all, I want y'all to know I did spend my time keeping pretty healthy because I danced my whole life. The ballet, modern jazz, contemporary, all that stuff.
No.
Tap, all that good stuff. And I taught it in the high schools for 25 years. So that helped to keep me healthy. But that was not the only thing, because you can still be unhealthy or be hard doing that. But the thing is this city is full of gyms. The casinos have gyms.
Yep. Fitness centers.
Fitness centers. This man right here, my husband, Kris Vegas, he goes to the gym nearly every day. And he does 30 minutes of cardio. He does heavy lifting.
And my body pays for it now and then.
I love the gym because I like to go and do my classes. I'm a classes person, so I go and I'll do the Pilates classes. I love my yoga classes. Any kind of dance related class at the gym, I really love. Those are fun.
Yeah.
We just like walking outside. We live in kind of a hilly area, which really lends itself to that.
Yeah.
You see, like so many people outside all the time, walking. Now, the problem that I have is when it gets to be 100 degrees, 105, 110, 115, there's a remedy to that.
Air conditioning?
You can take the ball anytime, babe. Just take it and run.
Well, okay. Well, I didn't know where you were going with all that. So you want to finish that thought?
Sure. So what I love to do is the Las Vegas Athletic Club is a gym here that has an upstairs track, and you can run or walk the track, and it can be a nice air conditioned area, and it's fully all the windows. So you're looking outside. You don't feel like you're in a gym, and it's really nice.
Yeah, LBAC is what we call it, and it is absolutely my happy place. And it has, two levels, like Ginger says, and love all of the sights. Believe it or not, there's a smell. Just like to the casinos, there's a smell to our favorite gym, and it's not a bad smell. It smells good, and they do that intentionally. And there are a lot of you can see a lot of performers at the gym. You see people who, you can tell that person's a trapeze person, or this person does, he might be a guy who holds up the trapeze. Some of the artists that, form the human pyramids and stuff. I mean, it's really cool to see because they've got like permanent makeup on, and they are just ripped and very, very fit. And it's cool to see that. A lot of entertainers and a lot of special people at the gym.
Yeah, and even MMA.
Yeah.
Yes. Isn't that what UFC? UFC is what I meant. UFC, because we have a UFC, it's located here in Las Vegas. We have so many sports here now too. We realize that a lot of the teams, of course, have their own, gyms and all of that.
Yeah,
all of that's very elite. Right, their own training facilities. But I seem to, I think quite often they'll say, that person is a former UFC fighter,
right? And
we see people all the time. So
that's kind of an extra bonus. You don't get that at your average gym in the middle of Kansas, maybe. No slight on Kansas, but I'm sure you get all sorts of other cool people. But that's one of the things I enjoy. I mean, training can be monotonous, and lifting and all of that can be monotonous. So when you get the people watch and see some fancy stars or whatever walking by, it's kind of cool. It kind of catches their attention and makes the workout that much more fun. Unless they're hogging your bench press machine, and then you want them just to get back out of the way, which is often the case. It just seems like whenever I want to lift somewhere, there's a million bodies waiting to get in line to get it done. So I have to work on my patience. What do you got?
You always have to work on your patience, babe. But there are a lot of ways to get fit, and the gym is one of them. And so we also have all the basic gyms like 24-hour fitness and EOS. I don't know if that's something
EOS is
everywhere.
The membership I've got. So I kind of have two of them. One's close to our grocery store. So EOS is right next to our grocery store that I always go to. So if I know I'm going to do groceries, I'll just lift there and then hop over to the grocery store. But I do favor LBAC. It's my favorite.
Yeah, me too. I love it. It's fun for us to go together. And
I know too, if I don't go with any regularity, I get grumpy. It's like I need that physical release to kind of regulate some of my,
It's based on that's backed up with scientific facts. Yeah. We also have a pool behind us, guys, and there are also pools at LBAC. But this pool, once this is warm, or you can do laps in it, and it's fabulous.
Talk about phobias. I don't like to swim at the club. Which is weird because I will swim at the casino, or I'll go in the pool at the casino. But I always feel like, I don't know, going in with everybody else that's in the pool, and you don't know what's going on in that pool. And so I like our pool. I know it's very clean, and I'm not the germaphobe that you are, because you're quite good at keeping. You've helped me stay healthy, I think, by doing a lot of things you do.
Okay, you threw me under the bus on that one. I am a bit of a germaphobe.
Yeah.
But my take on the pools and the jacuzzis and all that, you go in, when you're done, you go and you shower off and you get any of that stuff off and it's over with. Let's just go ahead and move on from there. There are other things that you can do, such as, and you do them very easily here in Las Vegas. There's lots of hiking.
Yeah.
And we have everything from Red Rock, Lake Mead. We've got all these beautiful hiking areas. We have rock climbing. There are a lot of rock climbers. This Red Rock is ranked like in the top 8 in the world of rock climbing locations. So there are a lot of rock climbers out here in Las Vegas. And cycling is huge. Again, when it gets just too hot, which is about 6 to 8 weeks out of the year. But those cyclists are still out there cycling.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And so they cycle My son was a cyclist. He'd easily go 130 miles a day, and there are plenty of places to go all over. So he
Yep.
was a cyclist. He enjoyed that.
I do find it difficult to get to the gym at the casinos more so than in regular life, just because you're in a relaxing kind of vacation vibe, and it's kind of hard to interrupt that with having to work real hard. But sometimes I just need it, and I go. And so, yeah, if we're staying for 3 nights, I might make it there once out of the three, sometimes twice, but sometimes not at all.
And you see people in elevators all the time in their gym clothes, coming and going to the gym area, the gym floor. So you know that people are using it, that it's being used, and that's good.
So one of the things that, besides the gym, that I really love about the way we take care of ourselves, you introduced me to mani-pedi.
Yes.
And
Personal
before you,
yes.
I have never had a mani-pedi in my life. That to me was very much a chick thing, and I associated it as such. And when you first had me do it, I did it reluctantly, and I never turned back after doing it once. I was like, I need to do this often.
Yeah.
That I never knew that they massage your arms and your hands and your feet and your shins, and your nails look all trimmed and neat, and I don't look like a barbarian anymore. So it's really cool.
Yeah, so the mani-pedi thing, you can do it as a couple, and that's fun. Or if you're a dude, don't feel like you can't. And if you're a female, realize that it's very much very good for your health. It's with cuticles, it's the whole nail thing, and like Kris said, the massages, and with your pedicures. Oh my gosh, it's so good for the blood flow. And it's just good. It's relaxing, and then that part of your personal care is taken care of for that money. You go about every 3 to 4 weeks regularly.
And one of my favorite things about it is not necessarily all of that. It's me getting to kind of look at the color palette with you and go, oh, we could do this sparkle or this chunky glitter or this kind of there's so many different, designs. And so that satisfies the creative element for me. And it depends on the time of year too, right? So if it's summertime, we'll go with a hot lime green or yellow or whatever, and a hot pink, and make it super sparkly and fun. So I enjoy the heck out of that, because you get to just look at a palette, a bunch of nails on a board, and then it becomes real with your nails.
And I'll go with whatever you pick, because you're always going to pick something good. And I don't really care. It's going to be there for 3 to 4 weeks, and it's going to be good no matter what it is.
Yeah.
But Kris has never gotten any color. A lot of men out there, especially I see them at the poker tables. I see them. There was a man that had a kind of a very light pink, but he was a very buff man. He was like a very man, And then he had like light pink, nudish pink on all of his nails, and I was like, all right, that's different. But I know that it's a thing. And there's
I see guys with black nails.
There's a lot of black out there. So the light pink is a little bit different, but
I haven't gone that route yet. I don't know that I ever will. I went to earrings, right after I retired. Everybody freaked out and knew me because I was Mr. Buttoned Up corporate guy for 40 years. And so just getting to wear all sorts of cool different earrings has been a blast. It's a creative thing. I like to wear, you may have seen this about me, I like to wear different shirts, fancy shirts and all that kind of stuff, but earrings and, jewelry, bracelets, whatever. I like all of that stuff. So I don't know. So I like nails too.
So yeah, and you can paint your nails, and that's not really going to help the fitness aspect. The fitness aspect, the way I see it, is the cuticles, the nails, the massage, all that stuff. And it's good for the brain. It's good for you that way. So let's see, mani-pedis. Oh, and massages, regular massages.
Oh, that's
couples massages. Those are medicinal. Those are very good self-care. And the problem is they cost a pretty penny, and in the casinos are even more.
Worth everything.
But if you can get any kind of a discount, or your host can hook you up, go for it. And you know what? Honestly, it's just really worth it. So
it's life changing. I mean, every time we get it done, we always say the same thing. Why don't we do this with any regularity? And yeah, they're expensive, but
and that's
completely medicinal, rejuvenating, and energizing. I mean, that's part of why I am notorious for taking my what I call man baths.
Oh, that's a part of self-care also, baby.
Right. It's a jacuzzi tub that we have. It's an amazing tub and an amazing spot on in the layout of our master bedroom, and I just love it. Turn on some music overhead in the speakers, have the lights going on at the pool. Maybe I've got some candles. I don't have like I have one lit candle and a couple of other that are battery operated, but I just create a whole vibe there, and it is so relaxing, and it takes all my sore muscles and joints and makes them new again. So that's the same concept as the whole massage thing. It really rejuvenates it.
Can you tap a little bit more? Are you good?
Good.
Comfy? Okay, we're
Up
talking
to
about
you.
personal care. I'm perfect. I'm at where I want to be. No. Okay, so we have his man baths, which he does typically twice a day. Um,
Yeah,
or more.
yeah, I've
Uh,
done 3.
so those, and I honestly, in the 2 years that we lived in this house, I think I've taken maybe
1, 2.
no, I've taken like 4 or 5. That's in the
I've got more than
tub.
that this week.
Right, right. But we have a big steam shower, and that's my steam shower, so that's also kind of healthy for me. So not kind of healthy, it is healthy, and I love it. All right, so we have all of those things. Okay, other than that, I want to just hit on this. You live in a dry climate.
Yeah.
Yes, the desert is very dry, and so you need to hydrate. So I drink water constantly. I almost always have a glass of water with me. Right now, I have a glass of something else in my Top Dollar Tuesday mug. But I sleep with water next to my bed because I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm thirsty. I go to sleep and I drink water. So water is so important for your health to stay hydrated.
Guys, have you seen the movie Signs with M. Night Shyamalan, or wrote it, or whatever, however you say his name? I don't know. That girl in there that had like glasses of water stored everywhere around her. That is my wife. She has glasses of water everywhere. But I'll tell you, it's really helped me hydrate more because she's so good at it. And I will find myself in the middle of the night needing to take a big swig of water. I've unfortunately had 25 kidney stones in the course of my life. And that's just because my body produces them for whatever reason. It also
Right,
was
that ain't
because
too healthy.
no, and that's also because I wasn't hydrating very well throughout the course of my life. I do a much better job of that. I do liquid IV with mega amounts of water.
How many kidney stones have you had here in Las Vegas?
2,
Oh, I thought you had 1.
maybe 1.
Yeah.
That's right. So really, since the last couple of years, well, I really credit the liquid IV as being a big part of that, because I'll want to drink that, and it has all the right nutrients and things that my doctor recommends to avoid kidney. So anyway,
That's exciting.
hydration is very important.
All right, so we have skincare. Skincare is important too. So just take care of your skin, all ages. When you're everything from a teenager, skincare as far as like sunscreen and all that. But then you also have regular skincare, and then when you're 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, senior life, all that good stuff. Like you need to take care of your skin, sunscreen, moisturizer, all that stuff. There's a lot of things now that you see on commercials. Particle skin for men, or all that. This is the man before, is man after, whatnot. Men can. It is okay because it's not just for women. Skincare, guys.
Yeah, no, and I want to add to that. I mean, like I said, never having a massage before I met Ginger, never having nails done before I met Ginger, not hydrating, not moisturizing. I didn't know you were supposed to moisturize your skin with any regularity. And so I've learned so much from this amazing woman, and she looks pretty dang amazing. I mean,
105.
I was going to say that, but then I thought maybe I shouldn't. But no, I mean, she's taken really good care of herself, and she obviously knows a lot about self-care, and she taught me a lot. So, it's not too late. I can salvage this old tired body, and I can start to look younger and healthier, and I think that's already happening.
You look fantastic, Dave. And
then
the other things is just put a mat out, and or if you don't have a mat, just sit on the carpet. Sit on something comfortable. Just a little light stretching, and that's so good for your health. And
I used to lay on a bed of nails. Is that a bad idea?
Yeah, that's probably not good.
Okay.
I think that's something from the Monsters that somebody did that.
Yeah, that's right. What was that all about?
Yeah. But honestly, so if you can just do daily stretching, and sometimes we'll put, especially Kris likes to do it, he'll go out in the backyard with a yoga mat, to put some tunes on. Yeah, 15, 20 minutes, that's it.
Yep.
Get his little yoga on, just hit a few yoga poses. It's very, very liberating for your body. It's very good for your body and soul and brain and everything.
Yep.
So That's a good thing. So don't ever think that because you live in Las Vegas that it is an unhealthy city. It is a very healthy city full of very healthy
This is an
people.
excellent topic, and I'm glad you brought that up because there is that stereotype when people come to Vegas. Too many people come here just wanting to, party their brains out and destroy their routines and
Addictive personalities.
just go nuts. And if you do that in this bug, if you do that around here, you're not going to last very long. So it's unhealthy, and fine. People are going to celebrate and have fun, do what they're going to do. But those of us who live here know how to manage for the long haul and take care of ourselves. So it's fun.
It is fun. And and like what I was just sitting on there for a moment was addictive personalities. They tend to go along with Las Vegas. Whether they're addicted to alcohol or smoking or drugs or whatever.
Gambling.
Yeah. And you had some, I won't throw them under the bus, but one of our neighbors here said, when we first met them, he said, oh, my wife is a member of the GA, which is Gamblers Anonymous. And I was like, oh, okay. You didn't need to share that with us. And,
at least she's getting help.
Yeah, she got it and she stays in. It's like the same thing as AA. When you're an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic. Gamblers, so we understand that that can be an issue. And I think that's why we wanted to just talk about this, because personal care, you have to be a self-advocating and take charge of life in that respect. So, the other thing I just wanted to just hit on really quick before we leave that topic, unless there's anything else you wanted to hit on, is, we have, let's just bring my son into the fold. I had my son, and, the military has taken him out of state, but he was born and raised here in Las Vegas, and he is not into gambling, and he's a very, very healthy person, and he was big with hockey. We used to go boating out on Lake Mead and wakeboarding, and like I said, he was a cyclist. He did all of those things, and he was born and raised here in Las Vegas. And a lot of times people say, well, I can't raise my child in Las Vegas. My son is a phenomenal person, and I'm not saying because he doesn't game, because he does. He knows how to play blackjack. He knows how to play poker, but he went into the army. He was a sniper, and now, which is another thing that we can do, and we do. We'll save that for a couple of fun things. Going to the shooting range. Going to the shooting range.
It's like what
couples do for fun. But So it doesn't matter where you live. It matters what choices you make. And there are a lot of good choices that you can make living here in Las Vegas. And it does have a lot of things that lend itself to a healthy lifestyle.
Right.
So I just wanted to hit on that. So
Yeah.
I think that kind of wraps up that segment. Unless there's something you want to add.
Well, just one thing. I mean, on the hiking front, I don't necessarily hike per se, but I do enjoy reptiles. Nevada, especially around Las Vegas area, there are a lot of cool reptiles, whether it be desert tortoises or desert iguanas, desert horned lizards, snakes, you name it. Those all fascinate me. They always have. So I love going on our property and looking around and see what I can find. I've caught a couple of different lizards there, and most of them are just released, but the really nice ones that like to keep and take care of. And I mean, that's a whole nother part of life in Vegas where you never would think hiking around and looking for reptiles was a priority for anybody, but it really is for me. And it's a healthy thing too if you're doing it, again, being hydrated and watching the time of day that you go out and you don't go too far without being able to get back, which is always an issue. So lots of fun things to do in Vegas. That's one of them for me anyway. And that's that.
And we do have both of us have golf clubs, and
we look at them often.
We look at them often
in the garage.
And we both had a lot of golf in our lives, but since we've been married, we haven't had golf in our lives. But we plan to go there. But I think that wraps up being healthy and healthy lifestyle living in Las Vegas.
Let's talk Vegas.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to our segment 2. It is the Vegas segment, and we today are going to compare downtown to the Strip two locals casinos. We're going to talk about the restaurants, the casino action, the safety aspect, because a lot of people just don't really realize that what the differences are. And um, from our YouTube channel, we have a lot of people that make comments, and I feel like they don't really understand that there's a difference between these three. So I really want to just sit down first, break them down, and talk about what downtown consists of. And it's going to be very specific, and we can get into it more. Um, can I go there, or did you want to pick up?
Whatever you want to do, babe. I'm ready for either one.
Downtown is basically Fremont Street. All right, Fremont Street is downtown. And the strip, we're talking about Las Vegas Boulevard. Las Vegas Boulevard is the strip. Locals Casino. Anything not on the strip and not on downtown.
Right.
That is considered locals territory, locals casinos. So now, what would be the differences in respect to gaming or aesthetics? Or how do you, what do you prefer?
Yeah, I have to admit, I've coming to Vegas for all these years. 99.9% of our time was always spent at the Strip, and so the one time we visited downtown on Fremont Street, we were kind of like,
You're talking about before me,
right?
Right. Okay.
And so when I talk about me and my son, most often, if we're the ones wandering around Vegas, so we would do our man trips, he and I. And so downtown to us was kind of scary. It was a little bit out of control. I mean, you had a lot of weird stuff going on. People look scarier. I mean, I get the attraction to downtown. Downtown has got some of the original Vegas history, some of the oldest hotels. The El Cortez and others are a big attraction. Now, with the advent of Circa, that place has been completely revamped, and the vibe is a little bit younger, hipper, and classier, if you will. But man, you can't beat walking down Fremont with all of the live bands and all the excitement. There's a lot of positives for sure. But there have been some incidents there with people getting hurt and violent activities, and they've really worked hard to corral that.
Okay, so to kind of put that more into what I think is a relatable nutshell is there are a lot of homeless that live down there. There are a lot of adult things that are inappropriate for children down there. They do have the beautiful lights in the Fremont Street, and
love that.
But there's a lot more vagrancy, and as I said, you have to step over unfortunately the homeless that live there, and it makes it very unsafe. You smell weed everywhere you walk, so you feel like you're getting a contact high. Other than that, it's not bad. And the reason I think Circa is a nice place is because it is so well secured.
Yeah.
They card every single person going in. It's the only casino in Las Vegas that you have to be 21 in order to walk through the front door.
Right.
You don't have a license, an ID that says you're 21, and they don't feel that you are probably appropriate, they're not going to let you pass and enter. So once you're inside Circa, that has a beautiful stadium swim and all the things that Circa has.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. So if we just go down there and we stay there, maybe we go out for a little bit and not too much, because even though they have some really fun things, some of you can relate to Venice Beach in California. Venice Beach in California is very much what Fremont Street is like.
Right.
You've got the little
Good
street
comparison.
workers. Yeah, the street workers. It started about 10 years ago. I remember on the news, they said they were going to make them have to submit paperwork so they would have certain areas that they would perform in at those certain times so they weren't fighting over the spaces.
Yeah.
But you can go down there and find some really crazy things. People are walking around
Yeah.
half naked.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
And there are zip lines going across, and I'm sure you can buy any drugs you want down there. But you have to go. I would not recommend taking your children down there.
No.
My niece and nephew, or niece and nephew, they came recently, and we said, "Are you sure you guys want to go down?" They're like, "Yeah, we want to go down there." So we went down there, had the kids zip line, but they said, "Wow, this is not what we remember.
Yeah.
This is a lot more risky."
Yeah.
So just be ready for that. So that kind of puts downtown. It kind of has that stinky smelling.
But that canopy that runs the entire plug is in here.
Where that like
Well, okay. The canopy's got the lights the incredible light show that I think it's unmatched on the Strip. It's really
So they do all the lighting that runs all the way down Fremont Street, and the canopy overhead is what Kris is talking about, and the music and lights, and it's themed, so it's incredible. So that is something worth seeing. Just protect your kids' eyes from the half-naked people and the strip clubs and the buns and the drugs.
Yep.
Yeah, and people, oh yeah, it's kind of scary when you see the people that have the ratchets and all that stuff that are they're dressed up as Freddy Krueger and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they're
you know?
dominatrix and all sorts of that.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. But the ones they're just crazy.
All right, enough about downtown.
All right, so that's downtown. So we take downtown, but there is the nostalgia of El Cortez, where the Rat Pack used to eat and all that stuff. Where a lot of the Vegas people used to happen. And then we have the Strip, which is Las Vegas Boulevard, which is your Bellagio, Aria, Cosmo, Venetian, Resorts World,
the Wynn.
Yeah. And a lot of locals stay away from anything that's casino related. Other locals embrace it. We're the locals that embrace it. And yes, if you want to just have something different, roll the windows down. If you have a convertible, put the top down and drive down Las Vegas Boulevard, drive down the Strip, and you're going to hear different music everywhere you go. You have the lights and the festivities, and it's really beautiful. So I like the Strip.
Yeah, it's always been my favorite, and it seems like the clientele, whether you're at the Bellagio or Cosmo or wherever you are, Venetian in particular, there's just, you can just tell there are some really, really good. I don't know. I don't want to make.
Upscale.
I don't want to put. Yeah, it just feels upscale, and you're less likely or concerned about stepping over somebody who could stab you. I don't know. So it just feels better. It's classier. It feels more high end, and that's where we're most comfortable. Not that we're anything great. We just enjoy that more than we do other places.
And I like to always look at everything really positively. And one of the things that I really enjoy is the Strip. Walking down the Strip, you hear Italian, French, German. You hear all these different languages going on, and it's very eclectic because you've got a lot of tourists there.
Yeah.
You also have some locals there because a lot of the locals like to go down to see the shows, the deals. The locals are working down there, and and as Kris was saying, we spend a lot of time, about every 2 weeks. We are at a staycation, sometimes more often than that. That would be the worst case scenario would be the better case scenario would be once every 8 days. But we are at a casino. We check in. It's always home. We never pay for any of that. But we, as locals and as gamers, as gamblers, and as influencers, we're comped, and so we are not paying for that. But my point is that we will get to enjoy a stay at the Aria, enjoy a stay at Venetian, a stay at Mandalay Bay where we were married.
And I would say that the restaurants, I mean, we haven't really talked about restaurants much, but the restaurants on the Strip, I think by and large, eclipse anything that's on in downtown. Although there's some really great steakhouses. I think it was the Golden Nugget that has a really nice steakhouse.
The Nugget does have a really
I forgot the name of it, but
as well. Well, we'll have to have that.
But in terms of the volume of steakhouses and restaurants and the quality, the Strip totally dominates.
All right, I kind of wanted to just separate the three and then go back and hit on the restaurants on them. But so we described downtown, we described the Strip. Ahead? You jumped ahead, babe. We described downtown, we described the Strip, and now the locals casinos are the casinos that are not on the Strip. And when I first got to, I'm like, oh, there's casinos that aren't on the Strip? I'm like, yeah, there are a ton of them. So we have all of the station casinos, the void casinos. So some people, and doesn't mean that a locals casino, you cannot come in as a tourist and visit that casino and stay at that casino. The locals casinos are honestly they're filled 50-50, like tourists and locals. And sometimes they have better prices, but some of our like Red Rock, Green Valley Ranch, Sunset Station, Boulder Station,
Aliante.
Yeah, those are the station casinos, and then the Aliante, Sandstown, Suncoast, those are um,
Void.
those are void properties.
Yep. So, I mean, if you imagine, the strip being Las Vegas Boulevard and you just look at the freeway map that surrounds Las Vegas Boulevard, you've got the Beltway that's basically Las Vegas is encircled by freeways. And all around that circle, you will find a casino very close at every turn. So south, west, east, north, there are casinos that we call local casinos, kind of polka dotted all throughout that space. And my impression of locals casinos was, number one, well, they can't be that great because they're not on the strip. How could it be that great? And then I went into some of them and I went, oh my God, many of these, not all of them, but many of these are right on par with anything you see on the strip. They got the high end. I mean, like Green Valley Ranch in particular, that one is very elegant. Yeah, some top notch spas and pools and just the whole restaurants and all the quality of everything that they do is just really high end. And of course, Red Rock is even higher than that, in my opinion. So I was very much surprised as I've lived here with Ginger for the last couple of years and getting to know these locals casinos better, that they're every bit as good, if not better, than a lot of stuff on the strip.
Well, the way that I look at it is they all have something special to offer in and of themselves. So downtown, yes, you do have your special little restaurants that are downtown, whether they're a Rock Pizza or
Pizza Rock.
Pizza Rock, which is just one down pizza. I'm dyslexic. I'm always switching things. So we have Pizza Rock. There's also what Pizza Rock. There's two here in town. There's one at the Green Valley Ranch, which is a locals casino. But what my point is you can be downtown, walking out there. You can just be drinking, walking from casino to casino. You've got action and stimulation all over the place, whether it's in the sky up above you or the people playing instruments everywhere you're going, and there's a band on every corner downtown. So again, Venice Beach in the middle of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And some of you don't know what that is like, but I think we described it pretty well for you. But there are lots of discounts. So if you are about the discount, if you're about the 50-cent this or the dollar this, the shrimp cocktail, the hot dog, that's, super cheap, that and the beer is cheap, that is probably where you want to go. And then if
downtown, you're talking?
Downtown, downtown, Fremont Street. Now, if you want luxury and bouginess, it's more spread out on the strip. You're gonna have to walk a little further. And then the best shopping. So you've got Fashion Show Mall, you've got all kinds of great shopping, all the Gordon Ramsay restaurants, great restaurants inside each casino. But then you go to the locals that are spread out, as Kris was saying, all around Las Vegas. They're spread out. They are catering to the locals, and they're wonderful because they want the locals to come in, whether it is a steakhouse, an Italian restaurant.
The best sushi you can ever ask.
Right, the desert. How does that happen? But one of the other things on these locals casinos that we didn't hit on is that is where you will find your movie theaters and your bowling alleys and your food courts. So it is a wonderful place for kids, for teenagers. They have arcades. So they really cater to locals, and they understand that the weather can be a little bit adverse in nature. So they need to have everything inside, a really fun big bowling alley. So and of course the buffets. So we have that in the locals casinos.
Yeah, and as you're talking about all of that, I just keep thinking about rewards cards and how in the world, how essential to those are. That's what I was going to try to say. That's a whole loaded topic that helps facilitate a lot of the freebies that we get in going to, whether it be a local, downtown, or strip casino. And that's a loaded topic.
Yeah, so rewards cards is a topic that we want to hit on another podcast. But so in regards to the casinos, the danger issues are there. So security, how do you feel about security in those places?
I think the only security issue is really Fremont Street and downtown. You feel like you're in the wild, wild west. So I don't feel that as much at any strip casino. I don't feel that at a locals casino. It's mainly just downtown. So you got to be wise when you go there. I think the probably the more interesting topic for everybody would be how do the slots pay? for downtown
Yeah,
versus
there are a lot of slot players out
or
there.
for
There are a lot of
games
card
in the
players
strip.
out there. There are a lot of people that just love to come here
Well,
for,
no, I'm
for
not.
different things.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't.
But
For
my
those who are
husband here is a slot player.
okay. So then, how would you cover the cards part?
Oh, for gaming. Okay, so if we're going to compare gaming, people are always talking about the poker rooms. Oh, the poker rooms are all closing down. We only have 5 poker rooms left. It's the Wynn, the Venetian, the where are we at? Down to the Coastal Resorts World one. The Wynn, the Venetian, MGM Grand, Horseshoe. So they're saying like there's only a limited number of poker rooms, but the fact is there are also a number of poker rooms in the locals casinos that aren't very far. In the Orleans, the South Point, those are some and some other ones. Red Rock opened their poker room, Green Valley opened their poker room. So poker rooms exist out there. Very few downtown. But you can play, the thing that I'm noticing, and you can talk about that when you talk about slots, is that a lot of the gaming table games are being replaced with electronic ones and slots because it's more beneficial to the casinos for the most part.
Well, and they're saving money on dealers.
Right, they're gaining more revenue for the casino. Because they're not paying it to the dealer, they're getting more money for going in
Kind of
quicker.
sad to see that things are going more automated, more, non-human, if you will. I don't know what role robots will play, but we've seen card dealing robots.
Maybe you gotta get with it. It's good when you married a younger lady.
Not all progress is great, Love the human element of dealers and all of that. So there's a mixture of both. If there's a robot running one table and a regular dealer on another, I think a lot of people would choose the human being.
So what I'd like to focus on with that is, yes, I always embrace technology, so I like to be positive about that. But look at the strip versus downtown versus locals casinos. Which ones are, the local casinos are more friendly. There are people, there are more humans there, although they're really embracing technology. Downtown, like I think the Golden Gate shut down. Was it the Golden Gate or it was the G? One of them, the G, I think it was. They're getting rid of all the dealers and just going straight to electronics and putting in a lot of slot machines. So slot machines kind of taken over. There are a lot of people that love slots, and slots are fun.
Yes. In terms of how they pay, whether it be downtown or locals or strip, if you look at the stats, the recent moves have been towards, believe it or not, the strip paying better than downtown. But it varies. It literally varies month to month, year to year. The casinos are taking a higher percentage than they have in years past. We've seen that trend happening. We've had great luck on locals casinos. We get some really nice hand pays, and we get the same at the strip. Not as much. I would say for me, if I had a choice between locals casinos, the strip, or downtown for playing slots, my first choice would always be the strip. Second would be locals. Third would be downtown. And that's kind of how we reflect our staycations. We spend more time in those other places than we do downtown necessarily. So I guess we kind of have an anti-downtown bias.
I hear a lot of people say that the locals machines pay better than the strip or downtown. And I think that the fact is it's all going to vary. And a lot of times people go, oh, I really lost at that casino. I don't like that casino. They don't pay me well. Well, it was just because of that experience at that one time. Because, guys, I've had 2 grands. One was at MGM Grand and the other was at the Cosmo. And I believe I can get a grand anywhere that I'm playing, first of all. But I got the grands on the strip at 2 big casinos.
And a grand is the highest payout jackpot on a Dragon Link machine, in case you guys are not slot experts.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did just hit that a couple times. I've never hit it. And I've played a lot more hours in my life on slots than you play.
Well, you hit the top dollar, diamond for 12K.
Yeah, but
so just to put a note on that, make that something you can understand. When I hit the grand at the MGM Grand, it was 10,640. When I hit that's 10,640. When I hit my grand at the Cosmo, it is 17,470. It maxes out at 18,888. So that's how that works. But that's just on the slot machines. And as we said in a prior podcast, I started off as a card player, but I've turned into also a slot player. And my husband here, he also was just a slot player, not just, but he played slots only. And now he's kind of coming to, we're both blending to each other's sides. And he's playing some blackjack and stuff. And one of the things he doesn't like is at the locals casinos when we play blackjack, he doesn't like the dealers to tell him that he can't do things, that he's doing things wrong.
Yeah, I'm not about that. I don't give my money so I can be reprimanded for looking at the phone or not playing the correct
Sir,
way.
you can't look at your phone.
Or
Sir.
Having the other players go, oh no, you should have done that. And I'm like, oh, you know.
Sir, you can't touch your chips again. Sir, you can't. Yeah, all of those things.
None of that happens when it's me playing the slot machine. Slot machine's very quiet, very compliant. I love that. So, yeah.
Now, what about the cost as far as money-wise? If you're a tourist and you're planning to come to Las Vegas, how do you look at that?
You're talking about total cost, like restaurants and slots
Cost
and gaming
overall,
and everything?
Yeah.
I think, I don't know that I know enough. Maybe you could speak to this, but it seems like things are cheaper downtown. But I don't know that we've really experienced that. I mean, we've gotten everything, so much of everything that we spend is comp.
Right, yeah.
So it's tough to really know what the costs are in downtown.
No, and I do. I have a lot of friends that come here and they like to stay downtown because the rooms are cheaper, the food is cheaper. Because like I said, if you want a 50-cent hot dog and a beer and all that, a 50-cent dinner or whatever, $1.50 dinner, you get deals like that downtown. But we would rather pay the little extra. That's just us. We like to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing because, like, hey, if you can go and you can really enjoy Fremont Street and do it for a good price, more power to you.
I think one of the topics we need to cover in the future is buffets. Mm-hmm. So that used to be a hook that brought a lot of people into Vegas, and it used to be a very, very inexpensive cost to get a buffet, and now buffets are just going by the wayside. And I mean, to your point, a lot of casinos since the 80s used, $5.99 prime rib dinner as a hook to get people into the casino. And I don't see that, of course, as much anymore, certainly not at that price point. But there are lots of other incentives that they're doing. So we could talk about incentives and buffets and all that in the future.
But we do have friends that really love staying downtown, and they get some really killer deals downtown.
Yeah.
So, but on the buffet, and there's some of those who can't talk about buffets right now, but because buffets are everywhere. You'll have buffets. We have buffets at locals casinos. There are buffets at the Strip. You've got your, but do you want to pay $80 for a buffet, or do you want to pay $5 for a buffet? In like everything in life, you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe you don't need to pay $80 for a lobster buffet. I don't like lobster. I just want some fried chicken, potatoes. I want the desserts. So think about that when it comes to it. But there are buffets downtown. There are buffets on the Strip. There are buffets at locals casinos, and the prices are going to vary greatly. Everything from like $5 to $80 as far as about what I've seen in buffets. And that's a big difference, especially when you have a family of 5.
Yes.
That's gonna make a big difference.
Yep.
But a lot of the time, especially downtown, they give you little coupons and different things. And that is not our area of expertise, but after living here for a long time, I have seen a lot of it, and I know that it exists. And so that's the difference between, we wanted to make sure that we pointed out the big difference between downtown, the Strip, and locals casinos.
I think we've covered it. What do you think? Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I know that we love the Strip. But with that said, we'll stay at Circa.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we'll also stay at the locals casinos. And also as locals,
Sorry, one other thought on, when you mentioned Circa, kind of triggered. So in the last few weeks, Vegas has been announcing several all-inclusive types of packages, which is a new trend that we have not seen in recent memory. So Flamingo, I think it was the Link or other smaller Caesars properties are offering this. Now, got an email from Circa today, $400. You get your room, you get $100 food credit, $100 beverage credit. You get a cabana, or I'm sorry, you get a day bed at the pool. And I'm seeing this pop up in multiple locations now. And I assume that's an attempt to try to mitigate the perception that Vegas is too expensive now. So now you can do what you do when you go to Cabo or wherever in Mexico. You're going to pay for one flat rate and you get all these other benefits. So be interesting to see how that develops and who all adopts that and who doesn't.
Great point, Babe, because the thing that I'm noticing is that, people just keep commenting on our videos and our live streams. No, the tourism in Vegas is going down. Nobody cares about Vegas anymore. It's dropping. And what happens then is that take advantage of that, guys, because that means that these wonderful big casinos are going to have offers for you.
Yeah.
So look at them, find them, take them. And
but our personal experience is that it's not going anywhere south. We see more people everywhere than we've ever seen. So don't believe everything you see on social media. Vegas is hot. Vegas is pumping and doing well. And they're certainly making plenty of money still. So
yeah, and I would say our bounce back from the post-pandemic, because it was a little slow for a while, and then like I said, it took a little while for the nice buffets to come back. And we will. We'll talk about restaurants on another day because we have our favorites.
Yes.
The Wicked Spoon.
Oh yeah. That's
okay.
wonderful.
So Vegas is happening, and Kris Ginger Vegas. What is our favorite? We really do love the Strip.
Yeah.
And you can tell that by our live streams and our videos that we love the Strip. But we still will visit downtown, and we will absolutely enjoy our locals casinos. And then they have the little tiny locals casinos that are just like not very far from the house, that are small.
Those.
And
Rainbow Club.
Yeah, that's it. And then
Cadence Crossing.
Right. You tell me where we live?
No, I just saying ones where we love them. Why did you tell them where we live?
So those, the little ones, with little casinos all over. There's the locals casinos, and they're not necessarily have to be a border station. There's other ones as well. And they're standalone ones. Rampart, different casinos like that. But then we also have, we have the little tiny ones, and they're fun because you just go and play there. And my favorite are the smokeless casinos. Okay, Sunday.
Park MGM is awesome for that.
It's the only one that's
nobody's smoking in your face. No offense to smokers, you guys are all great, but we'd rather not have one right next to us where we have to breathe it in the whole time.
All right, guys. So that's it for Living Vegas with Kris and Ginger. We'll see you on the next podcast. Good job, babe.
Hope you enjoyed it. Let's do it again. Thanks, guys.